Hello, friends. Welcome to my live stream on business and science. And today we have a very, important subject to discuss, and this is about, some big businessman giving away Mercedes, believe it or not. So I think that is the main topic of our discussion today, followed by another four very interesting items. So stay tuned, and let us go to our first item that we are discussing today, and this is about the Ashnir Grover. And just to give you a recap, just in case if you don't know, but he is a celebrity. I think that you must be knowing who is Ashnir Grover. He was the founder and ex CEO of Bharat Pay, and this was his second successful initiative and startup, which became a unicorn. And he's also the investor in the Shark Tank. And if you have followed and seen the Shark Tank on the television broadcast of this program, you would know who this gentleman is. And subsequently, he fell apart from the board of directors, and then board of director wanted him to be not to remain at the realm of the company. Even though he is a big time investor, he is a founder member of Bharat Pay, but he has stepped down as a CEO, and now he is going to start another third venture as a startup. And very little is known about it, but I think this is going to be his third startup, is going to be India focused, nationalist, and all those kind of things. So whatever he has spoken in media, we know, but what eventually it will turn out to, we have to see, wait and watch. Important thing is, he said that whoever joins his startup, he would be giving them a Mercedes. So who doesn't want? I mean, full respect to this successful gentleman. He has he has been there, done that, proven himself, proven his mettle, and now he is saying that he will give a Mercedes to all his employees. So what does it mean? Can we decode it? Okay, so let's start decoding this one. Well, the caveat is that you have to work for Ashnir Grover's new startup for at least 5 years. So if you work for 5 years, you will become eligible for driving a Mercedes. So how much money that you are looking at? I mean, although it's a dream vehicle for everyone, you would like to get hold of a Mercedes, but then how much money you're riding on? Let us calculate that. And then we have to also know what type of Mercedes we are going to get, because the Mercedes starting price is somewhere between 50 lakhs, and it goes upwards to really high-end Mercedes to about 2 crores. So it's a big variable list. So let's say even if he is giving you an entry level Mercedes, which is like a 50 lakh deal, so 50 lakh deal, you have to wait for 5 years, and then you will get it. So this is similar to the ESOP plans. If you are a beneficiary of ESOP, like me, I'm a beneficiary of ESOP. It was a good money unless there were new regulations around the stock options, and the investors started saying that, hey, my money is there, and why the employees who are basically making money on the cost of the investor money. So I think there are regulations around it. I'm sure even Mercedes will be treated as a perk, and it can be given. However, there could be some legal ramifications that every employee will have to keep track of. I think the gesture of the gentleman is very good, and if you are willing to join his enterprise, I think you will make at least 50 lakh rupees after 5 years. You have to also give your 5 years to this new enterprise. And business is all about risk and rewards. So risk of 5 years, reward a Mercedes, whatever the value of that Mercedes that would be. But important thing that I like to draw here is that, look, what is happening? In order to attract people to work for you, people are now thinking, smart people like Ashnir Grover is thinking out of the box. How he can drive the point that he wants smart people to work for his new enterprise. So if we say imagine a situation if we would have said, okay, if you work for me for 5 years, I will give you 50 lakhs in ESOPs. Then people would have thought that, okay, fine, how does it different from normal ESOP, and you know then they start weighing. But here he's talking about a commodity. He is probably talking about a dream that could be your commodity. He's saying that since you want to basically drive, save money, build your house, marry, raise a family, and then also drive a Mercedes. So that dream, one of the dream I will fulfill for you. I will buy it and give it to you if you work for me for 5 years. So I think this is an innovative way of reaching out to the prospective employees. And while he's doing that, similarly, other corporates will have to follow suit if they have to continue attract talent to work for them. They have to be thinking out of the box and asking people to join them, because right now whatever strategy they are saying, HR policies etc are not working. The ESOP is gone. The good working environment is not cutting the ice anymore. So you have to think out of the box, and this is exactly what Ashneer Grover is doing. He's thinking out of the box in the limited elbow room and leg room under the legal preview that he could actually implement, and that implementation would be attractive enough for prospective employees. So this is exactly what his game plan is. Do let me know what you think about this. If you have any opinion on this issue, kindly engage with us by giving your comments on this subject, this one important story for today. All right, let's move to the next one quickly. And the next one is again related to business. And friends, we are live, so if you have any suggestions, any thoughts, feel free to send in your comments. All right, I'm moving to the next important story now. Okay, so next story is about an Indian startup which is developing drones. And they have launched India's first 5G enabled drone. This drone is called Skyhawk. It has a battery tolerance of about 5 hours, which is quite high. A drone working for 5 hours for between recharge is amazing, because drone will take only 5 minutes to reach its destination, unlike a road traffic which will have to go through a series of roadblocks and red lights etc. So drone can do their job much faster when it comes to doing their job. And also it can carry a payload of 10 kilograms. So a substantial amount of payload it can carry. It lasts for 5 hours and then it can be recharged, and this is going to be enabled by 5G. That means they will always be connected, and they can be redirected, reprogrammed while they are still in the air, and you can then control them to make multiple deliveries. These can be used not only in delivery but also in conducting some of the healthcare applications like collecting samples etc. So this has been launched, India's first 5G enabled drone called Skyhawk. It's very interesting that the Indian startups are now launching, developing state of the art products which are viable not only in India, but I think 5 hours of endurance and 10 kgs of payload is amazing. I'm sure they will be useful everywhere else in other countries also. All right, let's move to the next story. And the next story is about now the Indian companies are going to introduce, they are only talking, they are going to introduce 100% variable pay for employment. Now 100% variable pay is essentially means that you have to earn every penny. Earlier there was some provision of your salary will be paid as a variable pay based on your success, but because you're working as an employee, you would be given certain portion of your salary fixed every month, because employee has to basically get employed and then get some salary for doing that work. for taking that decision and sign off indemnities and sign off various non-compete clauses, etc. when he is an employee, he or she as an employee. So they will get at least 70 to 80% as fixed salary, which comprise of various allowances, etc. But 20% would be a variable pay. So the idea is that employees will then achieve their targets to get 20%, and that is called variable pay. Now the corporates are thinking about 100% variable. So it is for employment. I am not sure whether this is a workable model. From my opinion, if 100% variable, then why you want to sign off various terms and conditions? You can rather be very happy as a consultant, working as a consultant, not as an employee. But there could be some HR people who may be thinking that this is an idea they can float. So they are only thinking about it, and some of the corporates are thinking very strongly about launching this kind of a variable pay, 100% variable pay. I personally believe 100% variable pay is not going to fly, because people don't want to work as an employee for 100% variable pay. You have to shell out some risk from your side if you are hiring and asking people to sign off indemnity clauses and all sorts of legal clauses. You have to be prepared to pay some fixed amount. What that fixed amount is, that you have to decide. But if you say that zero fixed amount, you come and work for me and earn your salary, you will get paid based on your success next month, then the employee can better be working as a consultant rather than as an employee. So that is what I feel. But folks, if you're watching me live, your opinion matters. So do share your opinion, and I like to know your thoughts on this subject. All right, let's move to the next item for discussion today. It's about 6G. I mean, we know that 5G has not been fully implemented, but the scientists and geeks are already working on 6G. 6G is be way faster than 5G. We know that 5G is many times, at least 20 to 30 times faster than 4G. And 5G can offer you 2 to 3 gigabytes of data per second. That is the level of 5G. So it is going to be very fast. And right now, about 72 cities in India are offering 5G services, and very soon the entire India will be covered in 5G. But the scientists are already working on 6G, and the 6G is going to be 1,000 times faster than 5G. Imagine the impact of 6G, and especially now, they are saying that the 6G transmitters and antennas will be powered by human body, and human body will be able to become some sort of a multiplier of signal. So it's not only faster data, but also easier data deployment, because human body will be used as transmitter as well as a multiplier for signal for the next human being. And that way human will be used as a transmitter in rolling out the entire 6G infrastructure, which will be faster. So imagine a situation, what will happen to human beings. They will become antennas, and they will get access to very high speed data, instant data almost. When the 5G is offering almost 2 GB transmission, Gbps, gigabytes per second, 2 gigabytes per second, which is fairly high speed. 6G will be 1,000 times faster than 2 gigabytes. So it is going to be amazing data speed, and also deployment. For deployment, you don't need to implement extra towers and specialized antenna, whereas the 8 billion or 9 billion humans will be working as your transmission and signal multiplier, and also antennas, or also consumers at the same time. So imagine, this is the way ahead. A lot of R&D is being done on this. So this is in R&D state at this moment, and what will happen in future, we only if there are some government regulation which 6G will have to adhere to, we don't know. But important thing is that such a technology is being developed, and that is why it is amazing. And I thought I'll talk about this in our business and science show. So future looks quite mesmerizing, where you don't need to have any cables or antennas or even devices, because devices will be fitted into you. You will become an antenna. You will also become the power supply for these devices, and you will also get access to high speed data, which is 1,000 times faster than 5G. All right, let's move to the next one. Well, this one is related to science, and we know that the Milky Way and Andromeda galaxies are on the collision course, and they will eventually collide with each other. And the time frame given for that is about 2 billion years. 2 billion years from now, the two galaxies will collide. 2 billion years is a very long time. And we don't know whether humans will be around, at least on Earth or elsewhere in the galaxy, to witness this. But if they are around in future, it would be a spectacular night sky at that point in time, because you will see that both these galaxies are cutting each other at an angle diagonally. So it will be an amazing night sky, and the night sky will completely change. However, 2 billion years estimate may not be right, because the collision would have already started, and these two galaxies have already started interacting. They started interacting with each other gravitationally. So recently, some of the stars have been noticed in the Milky Way, but their orbits, which are in the exterior part of the Milky Way, but their orbits have been stretched out, and they are almost halfway towards Andromeda. So some of these stars being pulled away by Andromeda because of the gravity, and they are almost in the middle of the two galaxies. So in nutshell, the collision has already started. I think this was one area where more research is required. James Webb will have to look very closely what other implications or what other effects the Andromeda is causing onto Milky Way, and vice versa, because Milky Way is also a large galaxy as big as Andromeda. So Andromeda may also be affected equally because of the gravity of Milky Way. So what is going on in the suburbs of the Milky Way, how this Andromeda is affecting us? I think more research is required, but the important thing is that scientists have been able to detect stars which are part of the Milky Way, but they have been stretched out. Their orbits have been stretched out of the galaxy almost more than halfway towards Andromeda. So that means Andromeda is pulling these stars towards itself. All right, so we have come to the end of our program today, and this live stream is dedicated on business and science. If you have any comment or suggestion, feel free to send in your comment. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you again at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. evening, like today, every day at the same time. Until then, keep rocking, keep selling, and have a nice day.